Now, over the years, we have pressed and protected everything and all things of Al Haymon. But at what point do we stop? At what point do we start calling the man out for his inactivity in the sport of boxing? His failures. Let's talk.
Straighter, not a roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about, the straight shot, the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill somebody
back
for
a little
few
bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we're here. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we're here. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you here, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So why you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
For years and years, we have rode with Al Haymon. Now, what I'm about to say may not be the most likable thing, but it's going to be an honest thing because I that's my thing. A lot of people rode with Al Haymon because Al Haymon is black, and us as black people, we know that we get the bottom of the barrel of everything. We are the scraps. We always are fighting for everything we get. So when we see a black man or a black king or queen on top, you want to give them the immediate praises right away. You want to give them the immediate protection. You want to do that. It's innate that you want to stand on them being great, and let's make sure that we hold them up, we uplift them, when we give them passes for all kind of things left and right. And we did that with Al Haymon. When Al Haymon came into boxing and created PBC, we're like, oh man, he's going to make it right. They do the same thing with politicians. All these politicians run around here telling everybody nothing but problems. This is your problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. No one never tells you no fixes. They just tell you the problems. And everybody says, yeah, that's a problem for me too. I'm rocking with this person, or I'm rocking with that person because it's a problem. And they're talking about the problem that I got. And then they get into power. And when it's time to fix the problem, they do absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, they benefit off the same problems that everybody else was benefiting off before. It's a problem. I just go, hey, it's a problem. This is a problem you got. I know your problem. I see the pain. Gas is too high, inflation. Yeah, eggs cost $34, milk costs $100 a gallon. Yeah, I see the problem. And then they get in the office after you guys like, man, they realize our problem. They see our pain. Then they get in the office, and the next thing you do, gas is no longer $30 a gallon, but it's $25. Yeah, a gallon of milk no longer costs $100. It costs $80. And then you look at their stock portfolio, and they have all this stocked in Exxon and Mobil and all this stocked in dairy milk out of nowhere. Yeah, because motherfuckers is making tens and tens of billions of dollars, but they just dropped it down, and now they're making 5 billion, 8 billion instead of 10 billion. That's the only thing that happened. And then they come back and tell you guys, look what we did. Gas was milk was $100 a gallon. Now it's 80. See, we're doing our job for you. That's exactly what Al Haymon is doing. That's exactly what he's doing. Now, I have been low-key quiet about this. I touched on it, but I didn't go into it. There is no way in hell that Deontay Wilder should not have been a unified champion. No way in hell. There is no way in hell. No way. Charles Martin had the IBF title. Deontay Wilder has the WBC. There is no way in hell that you allow that fight. You are advising Charles Martin. And you allow a fighter that you advise, a PBC fighter that you advise, you allow that man to go overseas and fight Anthony Joshua because they were paying him more money. They were paying him more money. But you're the one that pays the paychecks. So if they were paying him more money so that he pretty much was selling his belt, then why didn't you pay him the more money? Why didn't you? I mean, this is a man that deals with investments and all kind of big deals and stuff like that. You mean to tell me you couldn't find a deal for Charles Martin that's beneficial for him to fight Deontay Wilder? That's on the same level, if not more, if not better. You couldn't find that deal at all. Al, you couldn't find that. So you got all these connections with all these people all around the world, and you couldn't find no deal for Charles Martin to fight Deontay Wilder. There is no way in hell that that fight should have got away. No way. This is the same man that said he's not letting nobody touch Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. It's the same one. But yet, you let someone touch heavyweight undisputed. Now, I can say one thing, okay, well, you just got into boxing back then, and you thought it was the right thing. You thought you was doing the right thing. That's what you thought. So because you thought that, now in hindsight back then, it would have been a different story. You would have had Charles Martin and Deontay Wilder unification because it was an in-house fight, Okay, you would have had that, right? Thinking what you're thinking right now. Now that's why you didn't want to let nobody next to Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. You didn't want to let nobody next to it. The suits didn't even want the fight. But, that's what Errol said. That's not my words. That's what Errol said. The suits didn't even want the fight. And now I'm pretty sure you wear a suit. Pretty sure you ain't walking around this motherfucker, in the bathrobe. All right, I'm pretty sure you wear a suit. But whatever, so the suits didn't want it. So however that plays out, but it ended up playing out. The fight happened. Right, so you can say, look back, well, in hindsight, you didn't want this, and in hindsight, you didn't want that. That's fine. However, if hindsight is what we can rely on, is the excuse, the past that we could give Al Haymon, hindsight, if that's the past we can give him, right, we can give him the past because he was new to the game back then. We really didn't know nothing about it. He was a music guy, blah, blah, blah. Well, you've now done 3 $500 million deals. 3 of them. You are now about to get into PBC attaching to $1 trillion company. There is absolutely no excuse for Gervonta Tank Davis to have not fought Devin Haney, Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson. There is absolutely no excuse for him to not fight Frank Martin. None. There is more. There's no excuse, but there's more of an excuse for him to not fight Shakur, for him to not fight Devin, for him to not fight Loma. There's more of an excuse, and there's no excuse. There's less of an excuse, and there's no excuse for him to not fight Frank Martin next. That is an in-house fight. That is the equivalent, almost the equivalent, of Deontay Wilder and Charles Martin. Almost the equivalent. When are we going to hold Al accountable and say, bro, we love and respect you. You know what I'm saying? We honor the fact that you made this, and it was supposed to be for black fighters. That's what it was supposed to be. PBC was supposed to be a thing, sort of like the LDBC for, black fighters to make sure they can get ahead, or fighters of less advantage to level the playing field. That's what it was supposed to be. That was the thought process of black people, because sort of the Obama effect. Oh, Obama gets into office. He's a black man, so he's going to bring up other black people. He's going to bring us up. He's going to put us at maybe not put us equal, but we're at least going to get a more fair shot. Not going to make us equal. That's how motherfuckers look at Al Haymon. Because before Al Haymon, it was nothing but white people and others that ran all of boxing. So when Al jumps in, it's like, okay, bam. Well, Don King was there for a while, and Don King was, he was putting on great fights. So Al Heyman's coming in, man. Al Heyman's going to put on spectacular fights. The fighters are going to get paid, and there's going to be a more fair shot. Now it's select few fighters are getting paid. Very, very select few fighters. There is a select few fighters making 200 million, 300 million. A select few fighters, but you got all these fighters in your stable. It's not your money, bro. The money's coming from the networks. At what time are we going to look at this man the same way motherfuckers eventually started to look at Obama and like, hey, man, listen, you're a great orator, bro. You can speak your ass off. You could do that. But, bro, you didn't do nearly as much as you could have. You were the president, bro. You had executive orders that you could write. If the Congress didn't want to fuck with you, fuck them. Hey, look, this is what we doing. Fuck you. I'm the president. Donald Trump did it. And I don't even fuck with that nigga, but he did it for white people and rich motherfuckers. If you was a black or brown and you just happened to be rich, man, you love Donald Trump. That motherfucker made shit great for y'all motherfuckers. If you were rich, he didn't give a fuck what Congress said. Well, you know what? Look, them is my homies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this executive order and then I'm going to golf. So you're not even going to be able to talk to me. And I ain't answering my phone. Motherfucker Obama out this motherfucker. Well, Trayvon Martin have been my son. Like, pussy. You are the president of the United States. George Zimmerman should have just disappeared somewhere. Motherfucker should have came out asking where this motherfucker is at. He should have just disappeared. You're the fucking president. Your motherfuckers got CIA all over the world doing all kind of crazy ass fucking undercover spook shit. Nigga, that nigga should have disappeared. You out this he could have been my son. Okay, well, act like he is your son. Because I guarantee you, if that shit happened to Michaela or whatever one of them motherfuckers, I guarantee you it would have been a whole different story. Nigga would have been out there, you know what I'm saying, with wiping grease on his face, ready to fucking throw it up with somebody. But here's Al Haymon, the same thing. We have a natural sympathy for that man because he's a black man. So we have a natural, we want the best for you type of attitude, a natural to that man. But at what point are we going to look at this dude like, hey man, bro, Frank Martin should have been in way more fights than this. Bro, Errol Spence and Keith Thurman should have happened. Man, fuck what Keith Thurman's talking about. How the fuck you gonna give Keith Thurman and Pacquiao? What? Man, look, Pacquiao can get the winner of Errol Spence and Keith Thurman. How about that? That's what you should have did, Al Haymon. Errol Spence should have been had all, man, Errol Spence should have fought Terrence Crawford because Errol Spence should have had all the belts in like 2018, 2019. Well, fucking 2020 with the COVID year, Errol should have got maybe one or two a bubble fight. Then fucking 2021, he should have fought Terrence Crawford. 2021. You know, and even still, he could have fought Terrence Crawford before he collected all the belts. If Al Haymon would have wanted it so, if Al Haymon would have pressed for that, if Al Haymon would have made it beneficial for both parties. Last I checked, Errol Spence said, bro, we can fight next. I'm going to fight Keith Thurman. I'm going to fight Sean Porter. After I fight Sean Porter, we can fight next. We can do 60-40 next. Then he got into the car accident. It's like, we're not going to put no blame whatsoever. Al doesn't hold nothing. He don't hold nothing, bro. Nothing. Tank Davis should have been fought Tevin Farmer. He should have been fought Gary Russell. Been fought them. There is no reason, no excuse for those two fights to not happen. Nobody should be out here shitting on Tank's resume because there was fighters over there that he could have fought that would have solidified the man. Why didn't he? If you're the advisor, so you advising this man to not do it? If you're the one that they got to call to make fights, call Al. Okay, well, if they're calling you, that means you make the fight. So if you make the fight, then why wasn't you making those? You're just as much to blame as this as Tank not fighting nobody as Floyd Mayweather and Tank. All three of y'all is just as much to blame. Just as much. He shouldn't have to ask. Tank shouldn't have to ask. Hey man, I want to fight this guy. I want to fight that guy. You guys did a phenomenal job getting him into the position of being the A side to everybody, dictating terms, demanding this and demanding that. You did a phenomenal position and a phenomenal job, and then you got him there and stalled him out. You got him there and stalled him out. There is no way Teofimo Lopez should have fought Lomachenko before Gervonta Tank Davis, Abdul Wahid. There's no way. No way. No fucking way. That happened on Al Haymon's watch. On Al's watch. Lomachenko fighting Teofimo Lopez should have been an afterthought if he beat Tank. And that's on Al Haymon. Because they were smashing the gas on Tank. They want to fight Tank. They want to fight Tank. They want to fight Tank. If Lomachenko fought Teofimo Lopez, then Tank should have already have knocked him the fuck out already. The fight should have happened already. Should have happened. There is no excuse, man. And once again, Al, you're doing it again right now with Devin. Right now. There's no excuse for this fight to not happen. There's none. There's none. And while we're pointing the finger at Dev and we're pointing the finger at Tank, Al Haymon is the one that motherfuckers is saying call. Motherfuckers is sitting around and acting like he don't see this. Like nobody's telling him this. Like the whole world is shut out around this man. Nobody knows. I don't know what's going on. If you don't call me, I don't know. Like he don't got no TV. Like he don't got a fucking the PBC network. It's a YouTube page. They're paid by Al Haymon as well. They're paid by his company. His company is PBC. PBC has a YouTube page. You think they don't see this? You think they don't know what's going on? They've been in my chat. They probably still are in my chat under fake pages, just not commenting and watching, trying to get a grasp of what's going on. They probably be in all these other niggas' YouTube pages. You think they're not going back, sitting around having meetings, talking about, hey, what is the pulse of the people? You think he don't know? He does. Absolutely does. 100% does. And he's making fights or making things that are not to the advantage of his fighter. They're to the advantage of him, his brand. Has nothing to do with the fighter. Nothing. If it was up to that man, then Errol Spence would have never fought Terrence Crawford. We saw what happened with Deontay Wilder and Charles Martin. We are seeing what's happened with Gervonta Tank Davis and everybody. Everybody. Not just one person. He's fought literally no one, bro. He's fought no one. At what time are we going to say, hey, Al, hey, man, listen, bro, we put all this faith in you. We rode with you because you was our brother. And we want the best for you, and we want you this, and we wanted that, and we wanted this, and we wanted that. At what time are we supposed to be collecting on this? At what time do we stop giving this man the I'm black pass? At what time? When does this happen? Because the only people that are getting screwed are us black people. Us. How is Canelo getting a 40, 50, 60 million dollar offer from Al Haymon to fight motherfucking somebody? How come Charlo is not getting this to fight another nigga? How come the niggas in the black and brown are not getting this to fight other black and brown from the same motherfucker? Well, because it's got a fan base. Okay, well then, didn't y'all create Tank's fan base? So you clearly know how to do it. So create another nigga's fan base. Create two fan bases between these two black and brown, build them up, and then pay them the bag to fight each other. What's the problem? Everybody wins. You've done it before. You can't do it again? The model is out there already. You can't use the same model and blueprint and do another. How is Rolly getting this? How is Ryan getting this? They've done absolutely nothing. Nothing. They've done nothing. Ryan is not even a PBC fighter, but yet he's hugged up with Floyd Mayweather, and I guarantee you motherfuckers are advising this man. I guarantee you. Because if Floyd is advising this motherfucker something, Al got something to do with it too. Didn't Floyd say, hey man, whatever I do, Al does, whatever Al does, I do. I might as well be PBC, might as well be Pretty Boy Channel. Didn't he say this? At what point, y'all, are we gonna say enough is enough, man? We've rode with you for this long. Nigga, you're riding in circles. We've been on this bus with you. We've been riding with you for this long. You're riding in circles, my dude. You're riding in circles. And when are we going to deny this dude the access that we just gave him because of his skin tone? When are we going to deny this? When are we going to start holding this man to the same accountability that we want to hold Eddie Hearn to, or Bob Arum, or Rat Eyes, or any one of these goofy ass niggas? When are we going to do this? We're just going to let this man just keep riding around in circles, and you motherfuckers going to be like, well, the bus driver's black, so I'm going to stay on this bus. But he's riding around in circles. We ain't going nowhere. He's got all the fighters. He's got every fighter to make, bro, right now. Tank versus Gary Russell is a bigger fight than Tank versus Pitbull. Tank versus Gary Russell right now is a bigger fight than Tank versus anybody that's in the WBA rankings. He's a WBA champion. And him versus Gary Russell is a bigger fight than anybody in those rankings. Oh no, I don't know about this BF. What about this B? What about it's a bigger fight, and it's an in-house fight. Or Frank Martin. It's a bigger fight and an in-house fight. Hey, why isn't this it? Why? Why are we even why and what's the, and if it is it, what is the reason to not talk about it now? What type of fucking model do you motherfuckers have? Right? What is the model? What is Al Haymon's model that says this is the fight, but we're not going to talk about it yet? We're going to wait. And then we're going to wait till about 2 weeks to 3 weeks before the fight's about to happen. And then we're going to talk about it. Because at that point, we can maximize the marketing and popularity of it. 3 weeks to a fight, then we're going to talk about it. What the fuck kind of model is that? How can people plan it? You want people to show up. You want people to attend. You want people to go to the fights and buy the merchandise. That's what you want. So if you know it's going to be Frank Martin and Tank Davis opening the Prime event, if you know that, then you start saying it now. You don't have to have a location yet. You don't have to have that, but you can damn sure be pushing it right now. Damn sure be talking about it, if that's the case. We don't know who the fuck he's fighting. We got no idea. This man's just sitting on the fucking shelf. What kind of fucking promotional model is that? And that's the PBC. That's been the way. Oh, we're just going to wait. We're just going to wait. We're not going to promote it. We don't know. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. They said they're going to announce Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford during this fight right here with Tank. They're going to announce this fight right here. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford during this fight right here with what? They're going to announce it. We've been saying this every fucking fight. They kept saying they're going to announce it on this one. They're going to announce it on this one. They're going to announce it on Benavidez. They're going to announce it. He kept saying the same shit. You could have been announced it. People could have been knew that fight was going to happen. They could have been knew. If the shit was done, as soon as it finished, blast it. Let niggas know, hey, this fight is happening 4 or 5 months from now. So now you can save up your money, you can prepare, you can buy yourself a nice outfit, you can start looking at the hotels and all kinds of shit. You goofy ass niggas wait till fucking 3 weeks before the fight to announce it. And then there's some stupid motherfuckers out here talking about, hey, that's a good idea to do it. No, it's not. You know it's not. You're giving this nigga the black man pass. Stop it. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford should have been way bigger than what it was. Way bigger. Didn't even do 1 million pay-per-view buys. It should have did way more than that for the hype and hoopla that was behind it. It was for undisputed, 2 undefeated killers. For undisputed in a glory division, and it didn't do 1 million pay-per-view buys. Pathetic. Fucking pathetic. Floyd Mayweather versus Berto did more than that. Floyd Mayweather versus Guerrero did damn near more than that. Like, what the fuck is we doing? It should have been, that's, when are we going to hold Al Haymon accountable for his company? It's his company. If the shit's not flowing right, if the shit ain't working right, it falls on his shoulders. It's his company. And if it doesn't fall on his shoulders, then it falls on Floyd's shoulders. When are we going to revoke these niggas? When are we going to say, no, nigga, access denied? You got to show me now. I don't care if you're a diehard Tank fan. I know diehard Tank fans are tired of niggas going at him. If you're a knob gobbler or whatever, I know you're tired of it. I know it's like, come on, man. Come on, man. Tank's a monster, bro. Tank's a killer, bro. Tank will fight these guys. Tank will beat these guys, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Stop going at Tank. Stop. I want to fight you. Why you want to fight me? Why you want to fight anybody that's going at this? Why? Go with Al Haymon. He's the one that helped this man's career. Go with Floyd. He's the one that helped this man's career back. Go with them. Go with them. When are we going to revoke them? When? When is it access denied? But I know. Y'all not going to care about this either. Y'all going to be like, oh no, Tank's career is just fine. Y'all going to be in these comments talking about Devin. Well, if Devin Haney would have just stayed at 135, if Devin Haney didn't weigh 110,000 pounds, if Devin Haney, that's what y'all are going to be like in these comments. Because you cannot help it. That's exactly, you're not going to blame nobody. You're going to blame Devin Haney for Deontay Wilder and motherfucking Charles Martin not fighting. It's Devin Haney's fault. It's Devin Haney's fault that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford took all this time to fight. It's Devin Haney's fault that Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao didn't fight for 5 years. It's Devin's fault. And y'all going to be in these comments talking about Devin. Fucking pathetic. Because y'all want to give that pass when it's beneficial for you. And for some strange reason, you guys still believe it's beneficial. I'm not sure what y'all are benefiting from. I have no idea what you're not getting the fight you want. There's a fighter getting paid and you ain't getting none of that money. You're literally buying pay-per-views for fights you don't want to see just because of an exciting knockout. So then what you're saying is you want motherfuckers to fight bums to get knockouts. That's what you're saying to me. You don't want the best to fight the best. You want the best to fight bums so that you can see exciting knockouts. That's what you want. Pathetic. We don't want the same thing. And I'm holding Al accountable. All BS fights that are on PBC, all BS fights that don't go down, I'm flaming all of them. Just the same way I will flame motherfucking Red Eyes, or I'll flame motherfucking Bob Arum, or I'll flame Eddie Hearn. I'm going to flame Al Haymon. Any garbage ass fight that happens, or any good fight, or any big fight that don't happen, I'm flaming Al Haymon because it's his company, and his black card is revoked in my eyes. If that shit's revoked, you got to show me now, bro. I've given you that black pass for years now, for years and years and years. Yeah, that shit's revoked in this point. Revoked. There's no reason why David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez ain't fighting. There's no reason. No reason why David Benavidez, why fucking Canelo didn't fight Demetrius Andrade. Why David Benavidez had to fight Andrade. That wasn't Benavidez's work. That was Canelo's work. Whatever. It is what it is. BFTB. Shout to the mighty LDBC. I'm out.